It's not unlike God to call you to a hidden season, a period of time where you are intentionally set apart to hear from Him and receive the growth and restoration that comes from solitude. Silent seasons like this have their purpose, but they are not intended to last forever. At some point, God calls us out. And if God is calling you out, it's because there are people and purpose on the other side of your hidden season. But as much as you think we'd be ready and willing to come out, it's not uncommon to battle fear and complacency, making it easier to just stay. But if we do, we miss out on experiencing the fruit of the seed that God planted in our hidden season. If you need guidance and courage to navigate your way out of a hidden season, stay tuned because this video is just for you. Welcome to Beloved Women with me, Christina Patterson, where we empower women in the love of Jesus Christ and the truth of God's word. If you are new here, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe so that you never miss a video. And for those of you returning, welcome back. For daily encouragement, beloved Bible study series, and unlimited videos to grow your faith, I invite you to join the Beloved Women app. This summer, I took my daughter to her first Nike girls basketball camp. When we walked into the gym, it was huge with 3 full-size basketball courts, and it was filled with girls from all over the area. It was open gym, and all the other girls were just shooting around while we waited for registration to complete. I saw my daughter scan the gym, not knowing what to do next. I encouraged her to start shooting around with the other girls, and she did. But I could sense her hesitation, and I saw that she wasn't playing with her normal confidence that she does at home. So I caught her eye and motioned for her to come over to me. I said, "Victoria, you are very good at basketball." Now, note, she's been playing since she was 4. And so I continued and I said, "You need to show it at basketball camp. Be aggressive. Don't be afraid of other people or try to hide your gifts to make them feel comfortable. God gave you the talents that you have to show them, so don't hide." Now, she gave me a meek smile and laughed a little, but I could tell she was thinking about what I said. I was intentional to tell her all of this because I wanted her to reach her full potential. But also, if I'm honest, as a sports mom, one of the most frustrating things is knowing how much you have invested in your child with endless practices in the backyard, all the money spent on camps, and all the hours spent in your car waiting at school practices, driving to and from games and tournaments, and then for your child to not show everything they've learned when they're finally on the court, the field, or the track. No. This is the time when they need to show up and shine the most because it's the whole reason why we've invested this money and time in the first place. But then, when I was talking to my daughter, I was convicted. How many times do I do this same thing with all the ways God has invested in me? And what about you? How many times do you do the same? All the gifts and talents that God has placed inside of us, all the time that He's walked with us, healing us, helping us, giving us the testimonies that we have today, how He's turned things around in our lives so that we could be a witness for Him. And then when it's time to show up, we shrink back. We get small. We don't want to offend anybody or make anyone feel insecure or less than. And God is looking at us like any parent who has invested in their child saying, "Child, now is not the time to hide your light." It never was. This is why I invested in you. This is why I healed you. This is why I walked with you. This is why I gave you that gift that makes you unique and different from everyone else. Not so that you could hide it, be timid, or cover it, but so that you could show the world. Now, that's my paraphrase. This is what Jesus actually said in Matthew 5, verses 14 through 16. "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. God called you out of darkness to be a light. His intent was not for you to simply have the option to choose if you show up or not, but that you would show up. And he's calling his daughters out of hiding to reflect his glory and show the world his light. Instead, we have books we've never even written, or we wrote them, but we didn't publish them, or we published them, but we didn't market them, so nobody knows about them. We have the gifts of leadership, but we keep it to ourselves. We can encourage, edify, and teach, but we stay silent. We have great ideas, but we talk ourselves out of them, and they never see the light of day. So we keep it a secret, and we stay stuck, and we remain hidden when God is calling us out. I've learned that there are 3 major lies that we believe that keep us stuck in a hidden place when God is calling us out. The first lie that we tell ourselves is that by staying hidden, we're being humble. By hiding our gifts, we're making sure that we're not being led by pride. But humility is not hiding. It's doing what God told you to do and trusting him to help you see it through. Humility is a focus on God, no matter if you're in a hidden season or not. Pride is a focus on self. And if the reason you are staying hidden is to make yourself comfortable instead of obeying God, well, that's just as prideful. Humility, true humility, is giving God glory no matter what season you are in. The second reason why we may stay hidden when God is calling us out of that hiding season is that we can become overly concerned with how we come across to others. We may not want to offend anybody, or we worry that others will think that we're just showing off. The truth is, people will think this anyways, but that's not your business. Your business is to do the work of your Father. People thought a lot of things about what Jesus did or didn't do. He upset and triggered a lot of people, but guess what he kept doing? The Father's business. We don't serve people. We serve God. So do what God is calling you to do and let him worry about the responses. Third, we worry that we will mess up whatever it is that God is calling us to do. We fear failure, so it becomes easier to just not do anything. But think about this. God already knows your shortcomings, your struggles, your hindrances. Don't you think he took that into account when he called you? And yet, he called you anyway. God trusts you, so it's time for you to trust God with yourself. God is not looking for perfect people. He's looking for faithful servants. So, are you willing to come out and show up? Not because you have it all together, but because God is the one who's asking. God called Moses out from tending flock in Midian to return to Egypt to deliver his people. God called Elijah out of hiding by the Kerith ravine to find provision elsewhere as he awaited for a drought to end. After he betrayed Jesus, Peter went back to fishing, but Jesus called him out to get back to ministry to become a founding father of the church. God is calling you out of hiding for a purpose that is greater than yourself. And I get that it's scary because you probably feel like, I can't do it. And that's actually probably true. But you are to do your part and trust that God will do his. Philippians 1:6 says, "And I am sure of this, that he who began a good work in you will bring it to completion at the day of Jesus Christ." Whatever God is starting in you as he calls you out of hiding, he will finish and he will provide whatever you need. A flower starts as a seed hidden in the ground, but its purpose isn't to stay hidden. Eventually, it's time to bloom. My encouragement to you is to take the first step out of hiding. Pray to God about what that first step is and come on out. Now, this takes courage. But God has never failed me when I trust him more than my comfort or excuses. So I invite you to watch this video where I share how to trust God with your whole heart. And for more encouragement, I invite you to download my free Bible study called Worry Free to learn the 3 lies feeding your worry and the truth to set you free at belovedwomen.org. Thank you so much for watching today. And until next time, be beautiful, be blessed, and be loved.